The world is on edge. A palpable sense of unease hangs in the air, a feeling that the delicate balance of global stability is teetering precariously. From simmering regional disputes to the resurgence of great power competition, the international landscape is fraught with challenges. Tensions between Iran and Israel have now erupted into open conflict, shattering the fragile peace that once existed. Decades of animosity and mistrust have culminated in a dangerous confrontation, threatening to engulf the entire region in flames. This is not just another regional skirmish, it's a pivotal moment with far-reaching implications. It's a clash of ideologies, a struggle for regional dominance, and a test of international resolve. It's a clash between two of the Middle East's most powerful nations, each possessing formidable military capabilities and strategic ambitions, with global consequences that extend far beyond the immediate region. The stakes are incredibly high and the potential for escalation is ever present. The escalation threatens to draw in major world powers, each with their own vested interests and strategic calculations. The involvement of external actors could further complicate the situation, transforming a regional conflict into a global crisis. This conflict has the potential to disrupt international trade, particularly the flow of vital energy resources, and send energy prices soaring, impacting economies worldwide. The stability of global markets hangs in the balance. The roots of this crisis run deep, woven into the complex tapestry of Middle Eastern history and geopolitics. Decades of rivalry, fueled by ideological differences, territorial disputes, and competing ambitions, have created a climate of perpetual tension. Proxy wars, fought on battlefields across the region, have further exacerbated the conflict, drawing in various actors and fueling sectarian divisions, and covert operations conducted in the shadows have undermined trust and fueled a cycle of retaliation and escalation. These long-standing tensions have now given way to direct military confrontation, a dangerous escalation that threatens to spiral out of control. The risk of miscalculation is dangerously high, with each action and reaction carrying the potential to ignite a wider conflict. And the potential fallout could destabilize the entire region, unleashing a wave of violence and displacement that would have devastating consequences. The Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil choke point through which a significant portion of the world's oil supply passes, is at risk. Any disruption here would impact economies worldwide, triggering a global economic crisis and exacerbating existing inequalities. For India, the stakes are immense, with significant economic, strategic, and human interests tied to the region. Energy security, a cornerstone of India's economic growth, is directly threatened by any disruption to oil supplies from the Middle East. Millions of citizens in the region, who contribute significantly to India's economy through remittances, face increased risks and uncertainty. And strategic ties with both Iran and Israel, carefully cultivated over decades, are now being tested as India seeks to navigate this complex geopolitical landscape. Navigating this crisis without choosing sides while protecting its own interests and upholding its principles is a formidable test of India's diplomatic skill and global standing. It requires a delicate balancing act, a commitment to dialogue, and a willingness to play a constructive role in de-escalating tensions. India's response will shape not only its own future, but could influence the course of the conflict itself, potentially paving the way for a more peaceful and stable future for the region. The world is watching, and India's actions will have far-reaching consequences. India's top priority is clear: protect its energy lifeline. As a major oil importer, India has long diversified its suppliers, reducing dependence on the Middle East. This strategy now pays off, allowing India to shift purchases and cushion against supply shocks. The government is ready to tap strategic reserves and has contingency plans in place to keep fuel flowing. High-level diplomacy, including direct talks with Iran's leadership, aims to keep trade routes open and energy supplies secure. India's multi-pronged approach, diversification, reserves, and diplomacy, keeps its economy stable amid the chaos. As tensions flared in the Middle East, a region already fraught with complexities, Prime Minister Modi has taken center stage, demonstrating India's proactive role in international affairs. His intervention comes at a critical juncture, urging restraint and dialogue as the only viable path forward. The world watches as India steps up to navigate these turbulent waters. Modi is engaging in direct talks with both Iran and Israel, a delicate balancing act that underscores India's commitment to de-escalation. In calls with Iranian President Pezeshkian, Modi emphasized the need for calm and a return to diplomatic channels. Similarly, in discussions with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, Modi reiterated the importance of avoiding actions that could further destabilize the region. Modi has pressed for de-escalation, urging both leaders to consider the broader implications of their actions, and a return to diplomacy, highlighting the potential for peaceful resolutions through sustained communication and negotiation. India's message is consistent, a clear and unwavering call for peace amidst the storm. Peace and stability are essential, not just ideals, but fundamental requirements for regional and global security. Not just for the region, but for the world, as instability in one area can quickly spread and impact global affairs. The Ministry of External Affairs has echoed this, reinforcing the government's commitment to a peaceful resolution, calling for both sides to avoid further escalation, emphasizing the need for restraint and responsible action. India's diplomatic push is more than symbolism. It's a strategic imperative driven by a desire for regional stability. It's about protecting its own interests, ensuring the safety and security of its citizens and its economic partnerships, and the millions of Indians in the region, whose well-being is of paramount concern to the Indian government. By engaging both sides, India is demonstrating its commitment to a balanced and impartial approach. India positions itself as a voice of moderation, offering a pathway to de-escalation and peaceful resolution, and a potential bridge for peace, facilitating communication and understanding between the conflicting parties. This balanced approach, rooted in its long-standing foreign policy principles, reflects India's growing confidence on the world stage, as it takes on a more prominent role in shaping global events. Modi's personal involvement underscores the seriousness with which India views the situation, signals India's deep investment in a peaceful outcome, and its unwavering commitment to stability in the Middle East. With war looming, India's immediate concern was the safety of its citizens in Iran. Operation Sindhu was launched, swiftly evacuating over 3,100 Indians in less than a week. The operation showcased India's readiness and commitment to its diaspora. Coordinating across ministries and agencies, the embassy in Tehran worked around the clock, ensuring safe passage home. Such missions are more than logistics. They're a promise that India will protect its people wherever they are. By prioritizing evacuation, India frees its diplomats to focus on broader goals of peace and stability. India's challenge in the complex tapestry of international relations is to balance deep ties with both Israel and Iran, a delicate dance on the world stage. This requires careful consideration of its own strategic goals and the geopolitical landscape. With Israel, India shares a vital defense partnership, a cornerstone of their bilateral relationship. This partnership encompasses the exchange of arms, cutting-edge technology, and crucial intelligence, fostering a strong bond between the two nations. These resources are crucial for bolstering India's national security and safeguarding its borders. The collaboration strengthens India's defense capabilities. With Iran, India has historical and strategic links dating back centuries, fostering cultural and economic exchange. This includes the Chabahar Port Project, a significant investment that holds immense strategic importance. It serves as a vital gateway to Central Asia, unlocking new trade routes and fostering regional connectivity. Both relationships are essential for India's foreign policy objectives, and India cannot afford to alienate either side as it navigates the complex geopolitical landscape. Maintaining a delicate balance is paramount. That's why India avoids taking sides in regional conflicts, practicing strategic autonomy, allowing it to pursue its own interests without being dictated by external powers. India is committed to engaging both countries on their own merits, fostering individual relationships based on mutual respect and shared interests. This careful balancing act is a testament to India's diplomatic prowess and preserves India's credibility as a reliable and trustworthy partner on the international stage. This approach allows India to act as a neutral, constructive actor, promoting peace and stability in the region. Compartmentalizing these ties is a key element of India's diplomatic strategy, and requires constant communication, skilled diplomacy, and a great deal of diplomatic finesse. By keeping channels open and maintaining an ongoing dialogue with both Tel Aviv and Tehran, India demonstrates its commitment to fostering understanding and cooperation. India protects its interests and promotes its foreign policy goals, and nudges both toward dialogue, encouraging peaceful resolutions to regional conflicts. Strategic hedging is not just a policy, but India's pragmatic answer to navigating a polarized region, allowing it to maintain its independence and pursue its own strategic objectives. India has consistently called for peace, restraint, and a return to diplomacy. The Ministry of External Affairs urges both sides to de-escalate, warning that war will only bring more suffering and instability. India's stance is rooted in its tradition of peaceful coexistence and negotiation, not force. A major war would threaten India's economy, energy security, and the safety of its diaspora. By championing dialogue, India protects its own interests and lends credibility to its calls for peace. India's strong ties with all major regional players allow it to serve as a potential bridge builder. Refusing to take sides, India projects itself as a responsible global power committed to stability. India's response to the Iran-Israel conflict is a model of balanced, pragmatic foreign policy. By acting swiftly to protect its citizens and energy supplies, India has shielded itself from the worst impacts of the crisis. Modi's direct diplomacy with both sides underscores India's commitment to de-escalation. Strategic autonomy allows India to maintain strong ties with both Israel and Iran, acting as a voice of moderation. In a world of rigid alliances, India's approach offers a constructive alternative. By advocating restraint and dialogue, India helps prevent a wider war and protects its national interests. As the world watches anxiously, India's calm, balanced response stands as a steadying influence in turbulent times.